Welcome. I'm glad you're here. This webinar will provide a must-hear message for all LEAD learners. Yep, that's you, CEO of your building, managing teachers, support staff, parents, and children. Your job is enormous, and I'm sure quite overwhelming at times. Therefore, I want to help the most I can. The purpose of this webinar is to provide you with real solutions for Common Core writing success that you can use starting today. As an elementary teacher, I didn't know how to teach writing. I struggled until I had an excellent principal, who I'll talk about later, realize we needed to take writing seriously if we were going to see real results. Teaching writing started to become a rewarding, not reducing me to tears activity. This was the start of my passion for teaching writing and my journey to becoming an education entrepreneur. I wanted to solve the problem of lack of teacher-friendly writing materials. Therefore, based on what I created for my own classroom, in 2007, WriteSteps was born. And in 2010, we gave birth again, this time to eWriteSteps, our electronic-based 100% Common Core writing and grammar program, my pride and joy. The material for this webinar is based on the work of eWriteSteps, plus the combined 165 years of teaching of the WriteSteps team members, my dream team teachers. In the far right corner, you will see two of my dream team. Together, they have 78 years. Writing is not only a critical skill for college and career, but according to the National Commission on Writing, writing is a threshold skill, both for employment and promotion, particularly for salaried employees. 80% of blue-collar workers and 93% of white-collar workers see writing as an important skill in their jobs. No surprise the white-collar professionals saw it as 13% more important. But still, 80% of trade job employees view successful writing influential. This should definitely drive home the importance of building a successful Common Core writing climate now. I mean, we can't wait until the test in 2014, 2015. We need to start immediately. You'll be receiving tools you can use with your staff starting today. We are in a time of rapid change with technology. It's the catalyst for most of the changes in our education system. The Common Cores are one of the biggest education change we have seen in years. We will now have a national curriculum. The standards go deeper by asking students starting in kindergarten to write an opinion piece and publish it using a variety of digital tools. Yes, in kindergarten it may be a simple drawing, words, or a sentence, but the fact remains that for many teachers, the Common Cores are a big jump in what they were previously teaching and writing. When I asked a group of teachers during a PD day, what is the only thing constant in life? One teacher said laundry. She was onto something, but the answer I was really looking for was change. In our time together, I'll be assisting you with the changes that the Writing Common Core standards are going to bring about, and how you can support your teachers so that you can build a successful writing community as the lead leader. I'll give you a moment to say that 3 times fast. Did you take the self-assessment checklist included in the handouts? I would highly recommend it so that you can set goals for what you need to work on this year. It's located in your handout packet and will take just 2 minutes to fill out. You can stop now to fill it out or do later and continue through the webinar now. On the self-assessment checklist, the statements you reflected on are organized into 7 different categories. These categories are what we call the essential keys for Common Core writing success. You have them in your handouts. This webinar will be organized by these 7 keys: Common Core readiness, instruction, classroom management, writing across the curriculum, responsibilities of administration, teacher training, and homeschool connection. I will be sharing 6 tools that will help you strengthen your ability to support and hold teachers accountable for 2 of these 7 keys. In this webinar, I'll be covering the first 2 keys, Common Core readiness and instruction. And I'll do that in 30 minutes. To receive more tools for keys 3 through 7, I'll be offering more webinars. This is part one in the series based on these 7 keys. The objectives of this session are organized into 3 parts. The icons on the slide will appear in your handouts and on the slides to help you. The first objective is to share the first 2 keys to successful Common Core writing for your building: Common Core readiness and instruction. The next objective is to give you an understanding of where there is a breakdown with the second key, instruction. Therefore, we'll be looking at 3 problems that cause your teachers to struggle and help you understand how their struggle creates low writing test scores. The last objective of this webinar is to give you 6 tools to help solve the problems of their struggles so that you can increase writing success and scores. You have these tools listed in your handouts. Do you see it? There is a space next to each tool's icon to take notes on how to use them with your staff. Do your teachers have paper copies of the standards? Want to give them something more portable, paperless, and simple to use? Check out these apps in Common Core. This is an app for iPhones and iPads that has all of the Common Core math and ELA standards on them, so you don't have to waste paper printing them or carrying a binder to a Common Core meeting. This is the same app but for Android phones. This app can be found in the Google Play Store. If we give kids solid writing skills and teach the writing Common Cores 100%, then regardless of the testing instrument, they will do well. I don't understand why districts are telling us they aren't looking at teaching the writing cores until after they see what's on the CCSS test. We are teaching writing so that our students will have writing as a lifelong skill, not just so that they will do well on the test. Therefore, this is crazy talk, and we need to start Common Core writing instruction now, not after the test. Have you seen the prototype questions that are being developed? Here is a 5th grade prototype question from the PART Consortium. This one, also 5th grade, is from Smarter Balance. Your students will have to create and analyze sophisticated written pieces in a variety of text types. Students won't be able to do well without a lot of practice. Students will need to accumulate these skills over a period of years. My hope is that this test brings back the importance of teaching writing. There are 3 main text types within the K-5 Common Cores: opinion, informative explanatory, and narrative. These text types are new for many teachers. Students will be answering questions on a variety of text types and will be writing in various text types. Writing an opinion piece starts in kindergarten and goes through 5th grade. This is true for informational and research writing as well. It's important to make sure everyone is using consistent language and not calling opinion writing argumentative or persuasive writing, for example, as those have different qualities. That is the strength of your teachers using the same program that spirals and uses the same vocabulary year after year. Plus, there was a publisher's criteria that stated the Common Core writers are looking for 30% opinion writing, 35 informative, and 35 narrative in a program. We've revised Write Steps to meet this, but be careful, many programs haven't. With the focus being on sticking to the 30, 35, and 35 percentages as the ideal balance of text types, this makes teachers worry. They ask me, does this mean I have to throw out the huge amounts of narrative picture books that I use or narrative mentor texts that I use? We don't really think so. The standards emphasize writing instruction belonging in the hands of all disciplines. However, much of the informational and opinion writing will occur in the context of science, social studies, and reading lessons. For example, a teacher should still use her science book on electricity, but now they do the writing during writing time, or fossils, or in social studies on pieces of transportation. Writing across the curriculum is going to be a necessity to get in the practice of informational and opinion writing. In my humble opinion, I think teachers should use writing time to introduce Common Core informational, opinion, and research writing. Do a piece during writing time, but then they'll need to transfer and continue practicing these Common Core writing skills in other subject areas. This is the structure that emphasizes the model of learning first to write, then once students know how to write in the specific text type, they write to learn in other subject areas. We're going to move on to the second key, instruction. Even though Langer and Appleby made their conclusions in 1978, little's changed when it comes to writing instruction. Writing is still the most difficult subject to teach at the K-5 level, and therefore often the most neglected. I've talked to thousands of teachers, and I've been in over 400 classrooms, and this second quote really rings true. With only 15% of the school day spent on writing and 2/3 was in workbooks, wow, have things really changed that much from 1978? I think they have, but we definitely have not moved to a place that we need to move to. So let's talk about how to get to solving these problems. There are three main reasons why writing is neglected are. I think it's important for you to know these obstacles teachers say cause them not to teach writing well or enough. Since it's the principal's job to remove obstacles, if you don't know the obstacles in the way, how can you move them? So next we're going to go over the three problems while giving you the tools to help solve each problem. We are going to start with the largest problem first, and that is knowledge. Well, really, I should say lack of knowledge. Teachers lack confidence in how to teach writing well, and/or they don't feel like writers themselves. Much of this stems from not having any writing courses in college. But since you can't do anything about their past training, we're going to focus on what you can do now to give teachers more confidence and knowledge. Are you surprised by this data? I do think everyone, even non-educators, see the need to improve our writing instruction. The bottom line is that if we don't teach writing and teach it well, we lose our written language in generations to come. I'll give you a moment to let the relevance soak in. The notion of reverting back to the past of just pictographs for communication isn't just for science fiction movies. We are really concerned about text speak taking over our English language. Next thing we know, we'll see text slang in the Oxford Dictionary. This is a whole other topic for another time. However, if you're interested in hearing more, we wrote an opinion piece about it in our blog on our website. Check it out at rightstepswriting.com. Therefore, the time is now to make sure that teachers have the knowledge they need to make writing lessons powerful and meaningful so they stick. You don't have time in your job to become curriculum experts in all subject areas. Therefore, I'm not going to teach you the specifics about writing. I'll save that for the teachers. Do any of you understand why it's not a wider practice to tap into our own best resources for more knowledge giving? You know, our own teachers, right? Well, that's about to change, my friend. You're going to leverage your teacher's ability to teach their colleagues. We have created a program called Teacher Star. We film master teachers from all over the nation modeling Common Core lessons. Teachers always comment that they find so much value learning from those in the trenches with them. What I'm going to be sharing next with you will give you an opportunity to have your teachers be the teacher stars in their buildings. Talk about a confidence booster. I have a tool that you can hand out at your next staff meeting and use the results during a school PD day or a staff meeting. I'm a big believer in the power of self-reflection and self-assessment. Research has shown it's one of the qualities that all great teachers have. The tool I would like to offer to help solve the lack of knowledge problem is called Questions Teachers Have About Teaching Writing. It's in your handout packet. Do you see it in your handout packet? Please take a moment to glance at the directions at the top of the first page. I suggest you take notes on your tool page so that you can make possible use of this self-reflection tool to help your teachers add more tools in their tool belts. The first step is to share it at a staff meeting. Reviewing the instructions at the top of the page will help teachers understand that you are serious about improving writing in your school. Have teachers